The board is prepared to come to order. The time is now 6 p.m. on Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. This is the day and time scheduled for the regular meeting of the Westland Planning Commission. If I can please have everyone in attendance join us and rise in the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Administration, roll call, please.
Durante is tardy. Folks.
Present.
Hobbs.
Present.
Hopkins.
Present.
Richards.
Present.
Rounds. Stachow.
Present.
Reed.
Present.
And Rappaport.
Present.
Have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the May 6, 2025 meeting. May I please have a motion to approve?
So move.
Support.
That is a motion by Richards, support by Commissioner Reed. Roll call, please.
Roll call vote to approve the May 6 meeting minutes. Folks.
Yes.
Hobbs.
Yes.
Hopkins, you were
Yes.
here? You were here, okay. Richards.
Yes.
Rounds. Stachow.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
And Rappaport.
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
Thank you very much. This is the point in time in our meeting where we invite anyone who's in the audience to bring anything to our attention that is not currently on the agenda for discussion today. If there should be agendas if anybody requires them up at the podium here. Of course, we do have time set aside for our items that are on the agenda. If anybody has comments regarding the agenda items, please reserve those for the time that's set aside for those. However, if there's anything that you'd like to bring to the attention that's not on the agenda, now is the time to speak up. Is there anybody on my right that wishes to speak? Seeing none. Is there anybody on my left that wishes to speak? Seeing none. Moving on to our action items for this meeting. Calling case number 226. This is I'm sorry, 2276. Thank you. This is preliminary phase PUD, planned unit development plan for townhome developments at 27950 Ann Arbor Trail, north of Ann Arbor. Petitioner is Fadi Saad. If I could please have the administration tell us a little bit about this case.
Thanks, Chairman. The subject site here is located on the north side of Ann Arbor Trail. It's just west of Inkster Road. The overall site comprises of 2.84 acres. It currently contains a single-family dwelling. You can see it there on the aerial on your screen. Property is currently zoned R2, single-family residential, and the petitioner proposes to rezone the property to a PUD, planned unit development. This is in order to proceed in constructing a 20-unit, 4-building attached condominium development. That is what is proposed in front of you. If approved, the existing dwelling will be demolished to accommodate the PUD development. We discussed this earlier in our study session, but this is being moved forward tonight with the preliminary phase and with the final phase. The administration feels that this is not a big PUD development plan that would require 2 meetings unless the Planning Commission felt that there were modifications that needed. Then it can proceed and move the preliminary phase forward to the City Council and hold the final phase at a later meeting when, if any, modifications are required. Adjacent land use and zoning properties to the north are zoned R2 single-family residential, developed by single-family dwellings. The same on the west side, R2 with single-family dwellings. Property to the east is zoned SBD, Special Plan Development. That's our former Planned Unit Development District, and that property is developed by Trailbrook Condominiums. That's a 46-unit condo community. Properties to the south are zoned R2 Single Family Residential and part of the Hines Park system. And there's a little apartment complex there to the south as well, southwest, that is zoned GAR Garden Apartment. The future land use designation for this site is Single Family Residential. We are updating our future land use designation map via the update for the master plan, and this site is identified as potentially being one of those adjustments that is proposed. Some of the design criteria for this site, again, the petitioner is proposing 4 buildings on the site, shown on the screen here. There's 5 units in each building, totaling 20 units. The units will have 2 bedrooms each with a floor area of approximately 1,200 square feet. Each unit will include a single driveway plus a 1-car garage, and there is a total of 5 parking spaces for guests in the middle there, where the buildings are separated on both sides of that drive. The development will contain a single full-service driveway at Ann Arbor Trail. It's 24-foot wide, leading to a private road that provides access to each individual unit. The development of the site will also include the installation of landscaping and trees along Ann Arbor Trail and throughout the development. This was important to me when I met with the developer, their engineer rather, and asked for as much landscaping as we could get on Ann Arbor Trail along the sidewalk there, just adjacent to Ann Arbor Trail. And so this greenbelt / trees here that you see is what is being provided to screen the development from Ann Arbor Trail. Not that it's a bad looking development, but just thought it would look a little better along Ann Arbor Trail with some additional landscaping. The petitioner also proposes stormwater management in accordance with ordinance requirements, along with a detailed landscape and tree replacement plan provided. The building area for the site, again, 2.84 acres. Each building is proposed at about 7,200 square feet. And so the building coverage is approximately 23%. The height of the buildings are 21 feet to the peak, 1 story, and they are ranch style. There's renderings, I believe, in your backup, and I have the elevations here on the screen to give it that sort of single-family residential feel. Obviously, it's bigger than that, but just to kind of blend in with the surrounding single-family dwellings. The setbacks, front yard 25 feet, west side yard 60 feet, and I also believe the east side yard is 60 feet as well, and the rear is 35. There is a letter from the city of Livonia in your backup discussing a 60-foot wide sanitary sewer and storm easement on the west side of the site. And Livonia's sort of making us aware that they are approving this project at the site, but also placing some restrictions on the development. And I've had a conversation with the Livonia engineers about this letter and about this development, and they are comfortable moving forward with these restrictions. So if you choose to approve this development, we are recommending approval with the condition that this letter and the restrictions requested are complied with. and that all departmental requirements and recommendations are also complied with, which is standard for approval. I know the developers are here. I'd be happy to answer any questions on behalf of the administration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, administration. At this time, is the petitioner in the audience? Could the petitioner please rise to the podium and be recognized?
Good evening. My name is Fadi Saad. I'm the developer, owner of the property.
Hi, Mr. Saad. Did you have anything that you wanted to add to the presentation of the administration?
No, he spoke about everything that was.
Okay. Well, this is a public hearing, so we're going to ask for comments from the citizens. If I can have you take a seat, we'll call you right on back up. So this is a public hearing. Is there anybody on my right that wishes to speak on this matter? Recognizing the nice lady in the front, please rise to the podium.
I'm the president of Trailbrook Condominiums, which is directly east of the property. There is Wilson Drain that borders the east side of our property, and I did not hear from the gentleman any plan for the creek bank. We have been informed by Wayne County Drain Commission that the bank of the creek belongs to the property owner, that the Wilson Drain, the commission only takes over at the level of the water. So I would like to hear if there's anything planned for that. We have other co-owners present, and I'm sure that they may have their own questions.
Thank you very much. Anybody additionally on my left wish to speak on this matter? Returning to my right, anybody wish to speak on this matter? Recognizing the nice lady just behind that other nice lady.
I'm Juanita Ludke, and yes, we live in Trailbrook Condominiums, and our view of the property that's there now is mostly just trees along the small creek line that's there, and I'm concerned about how much of the trees on the other side of the creek will be disturbed, so that we'll be actually looking into somebody else's backyard, if you will, rather than the trees. During the winter, of course, the leaves are all gone, and we see more of the property over there, but during the summertime, it's really not much of that we can see over there. I was also kind of confused a little bit about the site plan that we were looking at. Is that all those condos that are lined up this way, are those along the Ann Arbor side, Ann Arbor Road side, or are they up into the property? I wasn't sure of the north part.
The gray shading is Ann Arbor Trail that's on the far left of the screen.
Okay,
So they go from front to back.
front to back, okay. All right. That's
Thank
all
you very much.
my questions.
Anybody additionally on my left? Anybody additionally on my right? Recognizing the gentleman in the blue in the back.
I'm a resident of Arbor Trail Estate sub west of the proposed development. I guess my only concern would be additional traffic. 20 units in that area. We already have an issue with the school during school time. Obviously not during the summer, but heavy traffic on Ann Arbor Trail backs up. So I guess adding an additional 20 families in that area will be really my only concern. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody additionally on my left? Anybody additionally on my right, recognizing the nice lady in the back?
So I'm also in Arbor Trail Estates. Couple of questions. I bought my house because it was a nice quiet area, right? Not like the developed parts of Westland. And I really like that it is a very quiet, low-traffic neighborhood. I also have the concern about additional traffic, additional people. We don't have a lot of crime in the area. And on top of just the residential issues, speaking to the construction, what are the hours they're going to be working, the noise levels and things like that, and the additional traffic when you are doing the drainage system and putting in the actual units? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any additional questions on my left? Anyone additionally on my right? Seeing none, if I can have the petitioner please rise to the podium again.
My name is
Oh.
also Fadi. I'm the civil engineer on this project.
Any relation?
No, just
Oh, neat.
he looked around. He said, "Oh, Engineer Fadi," so he hired me.
Before I turn it over to the commission for their questions and comments, did you want to address any of the concerns that you just heard from the citizens?
Freddy, he has all the answers.
Yeah, I just
Please.
want to address regarding that drain. First, we're keeping everything around the drain. It's gonna stay as is. Like Wayne County, they're requiring 45 feet from center line of the drain into our property. Those, we're not putting anything in it. Plus, from the top of bank of the drain, not the water, the top of bank, we're leaving 25 foot. That's gonna stay natural. So that's on the drain side. On the other side, on the west side, we have that 60 foot, like that sanitary and drainage easement. That's also, we're keeping all that 60 foot, it's all open. Like, we're not gonna build anything in it. So from both sides, it's like you have almost 60 feet at each side, the buildings are set back. And I think that's it. Yeah, at the drain, I mean, we're not cutting anything. We're not doing anything with the drain. We're leaving it as it is. Like, we're not adding any more trees. We're not removing any trees.
Now, Mr. Fadi, I did want to call to your attention that we received a letter from a citizen named Laura. She had a number of questions that and I'm sure some of my other commissioners, my colleagues here, will ask you about them on her behalf. But I just wanted to say she suggests that there's over 90% of the surrounding area is single story. That's probably a little hyperbolic, given but there is obviously a concern that this does change the nature of the living area. Do you have any experience with how this sort of development affects other properties in the area?
I mean, it's if anything, I mean, it's brand new development, and it's like the coverage that we have on this site, it's only 23%. So it's not like we're filling the site. It's not like going to be very condensed. It's 20 units over 2.8 acres. It's very low density. Plus, if you look at the renderings, I mean, it's like we tried to like create that feeling that it's similar to like single family as much as possible. So it should improve the situation. I mean, the way it is now, it's like, it's just one house and it's all trees all over, whatever. I mean, it's not as good as what we're gonna do.
Thank you for addressing that.
Sure.
It's a theme that I caught from a lot of the comments.
Yeah, no,
So
I understand.
rather than take up all the oxygen myself, I'm going to pass it over to the board. If there's anybody up on the commission on my right that wishes to speak? Recognizing Deanna Snechow.
Okay.
Hi, good evening.
In regards to the letter that was sent, I would like to go down to the end paragraph where the lady mentions fencing. Is there going to be any fencing that's going to be around the area? And then also too, can you address the guardrail that's going to be in the back of the area as well?
Yeah, and I mean, regarding the fencing, I talked to Fadi, the owner, and like at the back where we have that T-turnaround, we are willing to put fencing at the end over there, so it will cover the guardrail, and it will cover that, it will screen basically that road from the property to the north, I think. So that, if that's, I think that would solve an issue.
Okay, and then the homes that you're building, and I know this from documents, but just for the record, because it was being addressed, if it was going to be any two-story homes, and as we can see, they're single-story and built on a slab as well?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anybody on my, oh, okay, recognizing Reed.
Hi, thanks. I like the development. It's nice to see new homes coming into the city. Did you kind of take a look at the potential impact of traffic or anything like that when you decided to come there? I mean, for the residents, I mean, in my mind, I can't see it being overly significant, but then again, when you think that it's not significant, it can be. I mean, have you done a traffic study or thought about looking at that? Because if that's a concern of these residents, I would probably want you to take a look at that. I mean, and I know we have the opportunity to make that a requirement, but I would just rather get a commitment from you that, take a look at that, and seriously, that way it can allay their concerns and their fears, of the impact on that. Because I'm sure if, you're building these houses, you're going to get probably younger families, and it's by a school, so, we're even, more concerned about safety with kids and stuff like that. So is that something you'd be willing to do?
Actually, we looked into that. I mean, we didn't do an official traffic study. I mean, we have 20 units. I mean, it's only 2 bedroom per unit. So the max you're gonna get 40 cars. That's the max that you're gonna get. You're not gonna get more than that. And
You hope. You hope. I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes, there are families, especially like in a lot of families, that you might have more than that, and especially nowadays with a lot of families moving in together, multi-generational families, you could have more in that. I would really like you to make a commitment to the residents, because that's what we're here for. We're here to look at this for the residents, and we want you to build it, and we're excited that you're putting this in. I just want to make sure that they're comfortable that it's not going to be just, a cluster out there, and they may not be able to get out of their neighborhood because, I mean, we know that Ann Arbor Trail is busy anyway. I mean, I can tell you for me, I live on Joy Road between Wayne and Newburgh, and right now, I literally, during the week, I cannot get out of my driveway between the hours of 2 and 7, Monday through Friday, because all the traffic that's diverted there, and it's not something we ever expected we would have it, but it does happen like that. And like I said, I just would like to see you maybe consider looking at a traffic study for them, because I personally, I would want that to be a recommendation that you have an actual traffic study looked at it, and that way you prove it out, and that way, you find out there's no impact of that. The residents can then say, hey, okay, this is good, that way, you become a better neighbor to them, and they become a better neighbor to you as well, because if you think about it, you build these new homes, they may have friends that, they say, hey, they built these new homes in our neighborhood, you might want to move over here. I mean, it kind of works hand in hand. And that's one of my things. I'm a big proponent about listening to the residents and looking at, so if I could get your commitment to do that, I will certainly give you my vote to approve it, but I certainly would want that to be a part of the recommendation to send it on to City Council, that they would do a traffic study and allay the fears of the residents. So that's all I have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, we'll prepare that.
Thank you very much. Any additional comments on my right? Any additional comments on my left? Recognizing, let's go with Hobbs.
So the only concern I had was that you only have 5 parking spots for guests. I don't know if you've worked on other projects before. Do you feel that's an adequate amount of parking for the number of units that there are, considering there's only single bay garages accompanying the units?
Yeah, basically what we have now is for each unit you have 2 parking, one in the garage and one in the driveway, and then we have 5 additional. For 20 units, I mean, basically that's more than enough. I've seen a lot of condos, I mean, it's similar to what they have over there, everywhere.
Okay.
So it should be enough.
Okay, and if you were to have families and say there's carpooling, or maybe someone's picking someone up from a sleepover or something like that, is there an ability for people to maybe temporarily park in the roadway? You wouldn't want that all the time because of safety, but is there some street parking available in front of the condos?
If I remember correctly, I mean, the road, I think I kept it at 24 feet, so it's tight. I mean, they can park all the way at the end where the T-turn around. It's not a long distance, so they have that area. It's all open.
Okay. That would be maybe something I would recommend, that maybe, could we get the fire department maybe to sign off on that or something like that?
Sure, we can look at that, yeah.
Yep.
We have talked about that. I mean, practically speaking, people can park there. He's just not allowed to put it on the plans.
Okay.
Because it reduces the width of the roadway from being a 2 down to a 1,
Right.
really.
Okay. Yeah.
And that, again, practically speaking, is the only place that people are going to park. They're not going to park at the neighbors. They're not going to park on Ann Arbor Trail. They're certainly not going to park in the subdivision to the northwest and walk all the way back out. So that's the only reasonable place where people would park.
Thank you.
Thank you. Returning to my right, any commentary on my right? That looks like a nod from Commissioner Hopkins.
I might suggest that you, on your road, which is narrow, that you don't allow parking on one side.
Yes.
No parking on one side.
Correct.
Probably, I don't know how your mail system's going to work, if you're a lockbox or a regular mailbox, but if it's a regular mailbox, probably no parking on the mailbox side.
Definitely.
This is a suggestion.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Recognizing Deborah Fox.
Thank you. As a condo owner myself, I understand everything that's going on with the building of this property, and I am very happy to see more affordable housing come into Westland. The letter that we received, she had one question. She wanted to make sure that these were not rentals, that they were all purchased condos, correct?
Correct, yeah. The intention is, we are intending to offer it for sale. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's our intention.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Anybody on my right? Anybody additionally on my left? Seeing none, a motion to approve is in order. Please note that it is a public hearing and we do have a number of conditions. Recognizing David Reed for that motion.
Okay, I move we close the public hearing and waive the normal rules for case 2276, preliminary phase planned unit development for townhome development 27950 Ann Arbor Trail, north side of Ann Arbor Trail, west of Inkster Road, subject to the department requirements and recommendations to also include compliance with the restrictions requested by the City of Livonia in their detailed letter attached in our packet dated March 25th, 2025, to protect the 60-foot sanitary sewer and storm easement. Also to receive a sign-off by the fire department on the parking issue that Commissioner Hobbs brought up, and also to require the traffic study that will be done by the petitioner willingly, and that we can share that with the commission and with the city council and the residents to allay their fears for any traffic concerns, and send it on to council for approval.
Support.
Recognizing a motion by Reed, support by Ruby Richards. Roll call, please.
Okay, this is roll call vote to recommend approval of case number 2276 with conditions laid out on the record. Folks?
Yes.
Hobbs?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Richards?
Yes.
Browns?
Yes.
Stachow?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
And Rappaport.
Yes.
Motion's approved.
Okay, your motion is approved. Please, please see the administration for next steps.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations and good luck at city council level. Don't go too far. Now calling case number 2276A, the final phase PUD plan development for townhome development at 27950 Ann Arbor Trail. Fadi Saad. Administration?
So, I do have one question, and I think it's important to ask and discuss it with the commission. Would the commission be okay with the city's traffic engineer looking at this rather than the, and I guess Commissioner Reed, this is a question directed towards you. Would you be okay with OHM advisors and their traffic engineers be?
I would be comfortable with that.
Okay, and then whatever they find, I can forward via email directly to the commission and include it in the city council backup?
Yeah, that would be great. And then, of course,
Commissioner Reed, do I understand, trying to facilitate here, do I understand that your concern is that a traffic study is done, not necessarily by who?
that would be correct, and that we share it with the commission, city council, and that someone communicates that, with the residents so that they know that it's done and what that's been, whether it's, if they, if they have to look like for the posting or whatever on the city website, if that's included in council backup, I'm not sure.
Can I further engage, Chairman?
Please.
Okay, so this is my proposal just on the fly. I can discuss this with OHM, ask them to do that for us. If they're willing to do that, I can share the results with you if everything checks out, and then send it along to city council in their pack-up, and then the residents would have the opportunity to either A, watch the meeting, or B, come to the meeting. And that meeting would be, if you let me check my phone real quick, it would be the next the third Monday, and that would be June 16th.
I'm comfortable with that, 100%.
Okay.
On behalf of the board to the administration, normally the chief of police weighs in on traffic issues for any of our issues. Will the administration make sure that the police chief is looped in on all of these?
I will take note of that, yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, get the police involved.
Boom, boom. And I'll certainly make the motion on this next one, since it's basically ditto.
Administration, do you have anything additional to propose or to make us aware of about the final phase PUD?
No, I don't. No, I just feel more comfortable with the city's traffic engineer taking a look at this.
Yeah,
Very good
I'm
then.
totally comfortable
Most
with
of what we're about to do is going to be pro forma, so if I could please have the petitioner rise to the podium. This is once again a public hearing. Those people who have already spoken on this preliminary matter are certainly welcome to once again speak on the final phase matter. I'm not sure we have any additional things to discuss besides satisfaction with the plans that we have forward to make sure that this is going to be a very good, the best possible development that we can make. One thing that I did not hear discussed, and maybe you can address this for everybody before we turn it over to the citizens for their comments, and once again to the board. There was a concern about how you will be conducting the construction, the hours of the construction, and I understand that there are noise abatement statutes that, as a developer, you have to abide by. If you could just briefly speak to that.
I can actually, if you don't mind, Chairman, I can just lay
Chairman
out
recognizes the administration.
Yeah, so the city's ordinances are, construction is permitted Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and not on Sundays. Dust, if it becomes a concern, must be addressed, maybe through watering and stuff like that. And the road, Ann Arbor Trail, must be cleaned and monitored on a daily basis. And there's other things that we inspect in the field as well. But just those general things I think are important for the developer and the residents.
Sound like a good deal to you?
Of course.
Fantastic. That being said, did you have anything additionally that you'd like to make us aware of?
No.
So I'm going to have you take a seat again. It might be extremely short. Thank you very much. Once again, we're going to ask the citizens if they have any comments additional before we send our recommendation for final phase approval to the city council. Both matters will be discussed probably at the same city council meeting. Anybody on my right, recognizing that nice president lady?
Sorry, I don't think I gave you my name, sir.
Please.
It's Marcia Sally.
Hi, Marcia.
All right. This just came up in his recent comment about the second phase. I was concerned about dust, fumes, dirt coming over to us.
Right.
It's because we have a lot of seniors who do have breathing issues.
So there is dust abatement requirements as part of the construction, and he's here. He can hear you, and I'm certain that he's going to be proactive.
Please, thank you.
But we very much appreciate the thought.
And could I make a comment about traffic? I live in one of the Trailbrook condominiums that faces Ann Arbor Trail. And so I have a sliding glass door that steps out onto a deck. And what I have to say to you is I have never had trouble getting out of my complex except for a big funeral that goes down Ann Arbor Trail to the cemetery with multiple Wayne County police screeching their sirens down the road. So that is a problem. The other problem is when school lets out, they come and line up to get into the school to pick up the kidlets. And so the traffic backs up. But even at that, I have never had trouble getting out of my complex. And in support of this nice gentleman who's trying to do a splendid job, I don't think 40 more cars are going to make a difference. Do your traffic assessment, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anybody over on my left wish to speak on this matter? Recognizing the nice lady behind that nice lady.
Again, I'm Juanita Budke. I just wanted to make you guys aware that probably realize it, but maybe not think about it when you're talking about the traffic study, that Ann Arbor Trail is the detour, if you will, when Edward Hines Drive is closed. So there is a lot more traffic during that time on that road outside our condos. With this other one being closer to the school, it may have more of a problem with those people being able to get out than ours is, because we're further down the street. So I just want to throw that in there with the traffic conditions that we remember about Edwards Drive.
If I can be so bold as to practice a little bit of active listening, are you suggesting that you'd like us to make sure when the study, however it's conducted, that they take into account that occasionally Hines Drive floods?
Yes.
And at Christmas time too, when they have their light, the Wayne County Light Fest is a moment.
There are times when they close down Edwards Drive in order to put up the Christmas lights in there. And those kinds of times are when we get a lot more traffic as well.
Well, thank you very, very much.
I just wanted to kind of throw that out there so that that's not forgotten in the plan.
Thank you. Anybody additionally on my left? Anybody additionally on my right? Gentlemen, please.
Sorry, just one more thing that came up. I was thinking, I appreciate the suggestion of this traffic study, as long as it's a fair assessment. Like she said, Hines Drive is closed at times, take that into consideration, and then, during school. So if the study's done in July, there's not gonna be any traffic issues, but, our subdivision, it is an issue to get out of our sub. As long as it's a fair assessment with the traffic study, I can appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any additional on my left? Any additional on my right? We're just going to go in the same order.
To expound on our subdivision that's closer to the school, it is dangerous. Honestly, when school goes in and lets out, as they said, traffic backs up. And unfortunately, you can't see around it as it's waiting, and people drive in the turn lane up to almost where the condos are. So I have been nearly hit several times. And that's dangerous for the kids, it's dangerous for us and the parents. And we already get parents lined up and waiting in our subdivision, waiting for the kids to come out and walk into that area to pick up children. So if somebody is having a party, then they have 5 additional slots, as you had said. They may end up parking in our subdivision, and that could end up with more traffic in our area as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Any additional comments on my left? Any additional comments on my right? Seeing none, if I could please have the petitioner retake the podium. So I am going to open it up to the commission, but before I recognize any of our commissioners, did you wish to speak additionally to any of the issues?
In regards, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure we have much control over funerals or the schools, although I do know that those are problems pretty much everywhere. I personally have Petey Graham up by me, and that's been an issue for a while. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
So at this time, I'm going to open it up to the commission. Is there any additional comments on my right? Recognizing Deanna Stashow. Her hand went up first, Ruby.
One person had mentioned something about the trees in the area there. Now, according to your blueprints, it indicates that you are going to be planting quite a few trees and just beautification of the area.
Yes, true.
Okay. And then also too, and then that's going to be concentrated in what particular area for your landscaping?
We're providing green belt on Ann Arbor Trail, and wherever we have those parkings, visitors parkings, all around that, it's going to be covered basically.
Okay, so that sounds beautiful. Okay, and then also to administration.
Yep.
Regarding the traffic situation and the survey and so forth that's going to be done, when can the police maybe concentrate on that area of a little bit more in regards to traffic? Because it sounds like that's a real concern, and that we may want to recommend to them a certain time period that they should bring out additional traffic control for that area?
Yeah, there's engineering standards for conducting a traffic study and things like that, and peak travel times for the area, which obviously involves a school and all of that stuff. So yes, everything that has been discussed tonight will automatically be included in the
Would
study.
go along
of
with that as well?
Traffic, correct.
Okay, good,
yes.
thank you.
And just so the commission is aware, and I have worked in traffic before being a city planner, the addition of 20 dwellings should not come back as impacting negatively Ann Arbor Trail, which is a 3-lane road, just to give you a heads up.
Yeah, because it sounds like they have an existing situation even without 20 cars, you know, I mean, that's not a lot of vehicles. Even if they were, they're not going to be going out all at the same time, coming and going. So, you know, just as the existing concern that they have going on right now, you know, just taking a look at that. And that's it, thank you.
Anybody on my, recognizing Commissioner Reed.
I'll just go on the record and say I'm real comfortable with OHM, our engineering firm. We've used them for, God, ever since I've been in the city, and I've been in the city well over 50 years. And I'm comfortable that they'll take a look at everything from flooding issues, to, you know, with Hines being closed, to the light fest that Wayne County has and the changing the traffic. Plus in the area, we have a new fire station going in, so all kinds of things are changing. But I'm comfortable with them looking at it, and like I said, I will, when it comes time to make the motion, I'll make the same motion again and make sure I hit those points in that. And I think it'll be good, and I think it's good that our city engineering firm will do that, because they are top notch, and they will make sure that everything's looked at. And I'm comfortable with our planning director. You know, he's been at this for a while, and he'll make sure everything is together and spot on.
Thank you very much. Recognizing Ruby Richards.
Yes, my question is, once you get this started and up and running, how long do you think before it's completed?
I would ask Lamberto, I mean, he's the architect, so.
So as far as scheduling and timing goes, a lot of that goes from, so obviously first step, you put the roads in, you clear the sites, you prepare the sites, and then you'll probably do phased development. So, and I say phase, it means you won't build all 4 buildings in one shot. You'll do them as they come. So you'll have crews that'll work as they go around. So my guess would be, I don't know, probably 18 to 24 months would be probably an end in on this. You know, once we have the approvals in place and permits in hand, that would be my guess about a duration on that. Knowing Michigan winters, if they're light, then you go quicker. If we get a good snowfall like we weren't supposed to have this year, but so let's say we did have a good snowfall. So it all depends on what the winter looks like. You know, as you may have a longer building season. So kind of like road construction projects, you know, you kind of target that 18 to 24 months total window. Obviously, I think the owner, developer would like to go as quick as they can, because it would be good for them to try to get these units released as quick as they can. So I think that would be the approach. But again, you know, you're trying to work in a 5-day work week window. You know, you're not going to work, you know, all hours around the clock. So there's limits to what can be done. You know, but I think that's the overall approach.
Thank you for that.
Additional commentary on my left. Recognizing Commissioner Hobbs.
I just had a question for the administration. Because this is phased, if we were to put the same requirements on the second phase, would they have to be duplicated? So basically, should the motion be phrased in the same way, or should the requirements just be placed on the first phase, in your opinion?
I was walking to check.
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would recommend that the approval be subject to or conditioned upon the preliminary approval being satisfactorily met. That would include it by logical fiat.
Okay, well, I'm now interested, because I don't think you mean that you're going to build and occupy one building at a time, right?
No. But he's saying that,
Right.
when you move, I mean, you don't have 4 crews working on 4 buildings at the same
Right,
time.
right.
I mean, they move like
Yeah.
they pour the slab, they move to the second slab, then they put the walls,
Correct.
and then they, no, it's
Correct.
one phase.
Yeah,
Correct.
It's
so-
not
so
phased.
I used phase, it's probably wrong. It's staged. Let's say it's just the staging of construction. So I apologize if I said, I'm not talking multiple phases of development. I'm talking about staged construction where it takes, as Fatty points out, it happens over occurrence. You don't have one large crew that says we're doing everything now. You know, they do basements and they do foundations and they do that as they go around. So foundation crews do that. So.
Thank you very much. Okay, anybody on my right? Seeing none. Anybody additionally on my left? Seeing none. Motion is in order. Once again, this is a public hearing, and as I mentioned earlier, my recommendation as the chair, if I may be so bold, is to condition the approval recommendation on the satisfactory approval by the city council of the preliminary phase development.
Okay, I can do that. I move,
Recognizing Commissioner Reed.
I move we close the public hearing, waive the normal rules, and send case 2276A, final phase, planned unit development for townhome development, 27950 Ann Arbor Trail, north side of Ann Arbor Trail, west of Inkster, subject to departmental requirements and recommendations, and successful approval by city council of the recommendations that we detailed on the record in the preliminary phase. And like I said, send that on to city council with a recommendation for final approval.
Is there a second? Recognizing the motion by Reed, support by Fox. Roll call, please.
Roll call vote to approve case number 2276A with conditions stated on the record. Folks.
Yes.
Hobbs.
Yes.
Hopkins. Yes. Richards.
Yes.
Rounds.
Yes.
Stachow.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
And Rappaport.
Yes.
Motion's approved.
Thank you very much. So at City Council, the City Council should consider both the preliminary and then shortly thereafter the final phase approval, and good luck to you. Please see the administration for next steps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Now calling case number 2278, proposed land division at Melton, north side of Melton and west of Schuman, petitioner Emat Korkari. And administration, if you could please tell us a little bit about the proposal here.
Sure, thank you. Just have a little bit about this one. The subject property is zoned R2. That's our single-family residential district. It's about 19,000 square feet. The property is developed by a single-family dwelling that is completely shaded by those trees. Can't see it on the property outlined in yellow there. The petitioner is requesting to split the property into two to create a second buildable single-family residential parcel. Had a brief discussion with the property owner. If I remember correctly, the new parcel, one of the parcels that's vacant will be built on, and the second parcel that has the home on it, I think he's going to leave the home up there for a little bit and maybe tear it down and rebuild a new home in the future. I think, if I remember correctly, that's what's going to happen, but they will be two buildable residential single-family lots when it's all said and done. The two parcels will comply with the minimum zoning requirements of the R2 single-family district, which includes all of the setbacks and things like that. Proposed parcel A is a little larger than parcel B, 9,800 square feet and 74 foot of frontage along Melton. Parcel B is 9,100 square feet with 69 feet of frontage along Melton. Again, both in compliance with the R2 single-family district requirements, and therefore we are recommending approval of this petition. Thank you.
Thank you very much, administration. I believe that the petitioner is in the audience. If you could please rise to the podium and be recognized.
Thank you, guys. Good evening to you all. The petitioner is my father, but because of his minimal understanding of the English language, I will be speaking for the most part on his behalf.
You must be very proud. If you could please speak up a little bit, our microphone's having a little trouble hearing you.
So the petitioner is my father, and due to his minimal understanding of the English language, I will be speaking for the most part on his behalf.
Thank you very much. Do you have anything to add to the presentation?
Yeah, so for a quick correction, the home that is adjacent to the land is actually not going to be destroyed. It is actually going to be renovated and sold after.
Okay, thank you very much. Anything additionally besides that?
And then as for the land, because there is quite a bit of space, he does plan on building a new construction home on that land.
Thank you very much. This is not a public hearing. However, we still like to ask for participation from the audience. If I can have you guys take a quick seat, we'll bring you right back up to talk to the commission.
Thank you.
Is there anybody who wishes to speak on this petition on my right? Seeing none at all. Is there anybody on my left who wishes to speak on this petition? Gentleman in the black does not wish to speak. So if I can have you come back up to the podium, and we'll open it up to the commission. Commissioners, if there's anybody on my right that wishes to question the petitioner? Seeing none, anybody on my left wishing to question the petitioner? I have a quick question for the administration. I note on the aerial here, just to the, well, if this is cardinally correct, just to the divided land directly to the north, looks like it's being similarly divided to what's being proposed. Is that roughly accurate?
Similar. I can't confirm if it's the same, but it is similar, yes.
So the resulting two parcels would be very similar to other parcels in the area?
Correct.
Just to be very clear?
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much. A motion is in order.
I'll make that motion.
Recognizing Ruby Richards for that motion.
Yes. I move to send case number 2278, proposed land division at 33720 Milton, north side of Milton and west of Schuman, to City Council with recommendation for approval contingent upon departmental requirements and recommendations.
Do I have a second?
Support.
Recognizing motion by Richards, support by Rounds. Roll call, please.
Okay, this is a roll call vote to recommend approval of case number 2278. Folks?
Yes.
Hobbs?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Richards?
Yes.
Rounds?
Yes.
Stachow?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
And Rappaport.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
So congratulations. Your next step is to go to the City Council with our recommendation for approval. Good luck to you. Please see the administration for next steps.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. This is the portion of our agenda where our commissioners have an opportunity to make commentary. I will start this time over on my left, starting with Deborah Fox.
No comments this time.
Well, thank you for that. Mr. Reed, welcome to the party, Mr. Reed.
Always good to be here. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who reached out to me from the commission, for wishing me happy birthday yesterday. It's kind of weird to sit here and think, wow, I'm 57. You know, when you're a kid, you think, wow, man, 40, that's old, you know, and now I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow. And then it was kind of funny, yesterday I went to lunch and I looked up and I said, wow, senior discount at 60? I'm like, I've been getting senior discount in some places since 50. And I'm like, I said to them, I said, wow, you know, you kind of got to work on this, you know, because I got to say, I like these discounts. mean, there's theaters and stuff. I mean, I know Brian just turned 50 recently, and I mean, I'm loving this senior citizen discount thing. Though I won't be joining the Friendship Center anytime soon because I'm not that old. So, but I just wanted to say.
No chair yoga for you quite yet?
No, I figure when you join, then I'll join. Because you have more gray hair than I do. So, but I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, and I think that the commission has become really cohesive in the last couple months, and I think it's a good feel, and we're working together, and we're doing a lot of good things for the citizens, and I'm just, grateful to be a part of this group of people.
Thank you very much. Recognizing Commissioner Hobbs.
I just wanted to say I was very proud of the way that kind of public hearing and comment session was conducted. You hear a lot about conversations around housing, and it's usually either blaming the public or blaming the developer of why these things don't get done. And I think when we can have really cooperative, productive discussions around things that maybe are seen as controversial in other communities, it makes me feel good about both the city and the commission. So.
Thank you very much. I very much agree. On this side, coming towards the chair, recognizing Daryl Rounds.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Daryl.
So I'm just thankful to be here. Thought I was going to be late. I was in another country, Canada, but I made it. And happy birthday, Commissioner Reed. And didn't get a chance to do that on yesterday because I was busy in Canada. And I concur with Commissioner Hobbs and the comments that Commissioner Reed made about the cohesiveness of this commission. I'm just thankful for the opportunity to serve, and I'm looking forward to greater things that this commission is going to do to serve the people of Westland and serve this community. And shawarma, yeah, I'm thankful.
We're getting closer and closer.
Yeah, so thank you.
Recognizing Commissioner Stashow.
Yes, I hate to sound too business here now, but I do have to say that I hope this person who did send in the letter, we addressed, I believe, all the concerns that she had, and because I know that she was unable to attend. So that was a good thing. And besides, all those discounts are really good. And yes, we are really, I'm very happy to be part of the Planning Commission as well, because this is a fantastic group. So with that, that's in closing, and everybody have a good evening.
Commissioner Hopkins.
I'm excited to see residential come into the Westland area. It's needed, it's welcomed. That was exciting for me. It's always nice to deal with that kind of situation. And I'd also like to wish David a very happy birthday and many more, my friend.
And he brought you cake.
Hey, when you got it, you got it.
Thank you very much. Recognizing Ruby Richards.
First, I would like to say happy birthday to Commissioner David Reed. And I do have a Friendship Center membership, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe I'll get to partake of it with you sometime, but I'm still trying to fight that one. Director Wellenbach keeps trying to get me to come on. I said, well, I'm not all that way retired or anything, so yeah, I'll wait a little bit, but maybe someday I'll go there with you.
It's really not that bad. I have one too.
And I just wanted to say I do enjoy working with all you guys. I appreciate you. That's it for me.
Thank you very much appreciated. Any commentary from the administration?
No, thank you. Happy birthday, Commissioner Reed.
How about from our beloved administration executive assistant?
Happy birthday, Commissioner Reed. Let's go eat that cake now.
Yeah. We'll get there. So, once again, I echo a lot of what's already been said. Commissioner Reed, happy birthday. I sent you some Facebook love.
Yes, you did.
I've been having a little bit of fun. I guess I'm doing this for the record. I've been having a little bit of fun at your expense today because I find it very, very interesting that you've recently changed your last name because I don't like change and now I've got to deal with it. But I understand that you're returning to a last name that you previously used. Both are family names, and I 100% support. But it is going to be very difficult for me to get used to it. So please be understanding when I have a little bit of fun at your expense.
I like giving people a hard time and bringing confusion.
We kind of get each other that way. Yeah. As it's been stated, this board has an awful lot of congeniality with each other, which I very much appreciate. And it is, for the record, a pleasure being trusted with your leadership. And thank you very much for that. I also am very, very pleased with the way that the issues were raised and addressed by the citizenry with the developer. The developer was both very, very accommodating and forward with the issues that were raised, and for the most part, the issues were raised in a very responsible and mature manner, and I very much appreciate that. It's something we don't always get to enjoy. So that being said, there is a motion that is in order for adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Recognizing David Reed and Ruby Richards for the second. All those in favor, please indicate so. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The chair is not in question. We are adjourned.